Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And today I'm going to show you how to make your own pain and anti-inflammatory recipe for dogs. This might be good for cats too, but I would look into some of the ingredients individually to double check that. However, I know it's good for humans too if you want to take it this way. So let's get started and I'll show you what I do. First, actually, I wanted to share with you a little testimonial. A couple months ago, my little dog Cody, him and his sister Luna were wrestling in the other room, and he slammed really hard into a chair leg and sprained his leg or something. He could barely walk. He was whimpering and limping and getting worse as he went along. And I was really concerned. I felt all over, could not find anything broken, so I'm pretty sure it was a bad sprain. So immediately I went to work whipping up some ingredients together that I knew were good for inflammation and were also safe for dogs. And within 20 minutes he was feeling better, and later that night he was walking and playing on it as if nothing had happened. And I was just really blown away because I didn't expect results that fast. I was just trying to look for something to help him with his pain because he was really hurting. Even just laying down, he could not find a comfortable position where it didn't pain him. So it was really amazing to see how well this worked. So, and then the other day, we had to have Luna spayed. And, you know, because brother and sister in the same house, one of them had to be fixed. And it just made sense to have it be her. And so, of course, I'd never actually been through that because every dog I've always had was either already fixed or whatever, and we never had to take a dog into the vet for any reason and have surgery done, so I was really concerned. Well, I made a similar recipe to what I'm doing today up for her and started giving it to her that night. And the next day, I gave it to her 3 times the next day, morning, afternoon, and evening. But all through the next day, she just she acted and behaved normally. Her incision is just healed right up. I could not believe how the next day it looked as if it was at least already a week old. And I don't know if it's because of that, if that was part of it, or because I also put colloidal silver in the dog's water dish. Just to kill, you know, just to help keep them well, prevent them from getting sicknesses, and it also will prevent infections. So anyway, it was just very cool to see how she's just been feeling great. And anyway, I'm going to get to this and show you what I do. So what I have here is about, okay, how much did I only meant to do a half cup, and I think I forgot that this is about a cup and a half. So I probably have about 3/4 of a cup of melted coconut oil. Now when I make this up, I just whip it together. I don't use any specific measurements, but I will do the best I can today to kind of work with this and give you an idea of the amounts I used. So anyway, so like I said, I got about a 3/4 cup of coconut oil. You're gonna, you know, make it however much you need to, but for this amount, I'll show you what I'm gonna put in here. Now, today I'm using the Carrington Farms coconut oil. It's a decent one, decent price. You can find it on Amazon. My very favorite coconut oil is by Glory Bee. They have the best quality and price if you can get a hold of it. So, what I'm adding to this is my own homegrown catnip. This, when it comes to dogs, is also, not only is it a good anti-inflammatory and painkiller, with cats it's a stimulant, but with dogs it's also good for anxiety and is very calming to them. So it works opposite in them. And I was really excited when I found that out because with Luna the other day when she had her surgery, I wanted her also to be, you know, just to feel relaxed and calm after that. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of the dried catnip in. So of course this is organic because all of this stuff that I use is organic. Now all these other herbs, I do get the ginger I got from Glory Bee. So if you have access to a Glory Bee co-op, because we do have one here, but sometimes it's just, I still can't always get the things I need through that. But they do have a really good deal on their herbs, their organic herbs, and that's where I've got my ginger from before. So ginger is another good pain and anti-inflammatory. I'm going to put a tablespoon of that. So I'm starting off with a tablespoon of each because I know I used about approximately equal amounts of each. Another one is, and all these three herbs I all get on Amazon and they're all organic, so I'll link to those below. Ceylon Cinnamon. Do not use Cassia Cinnamon, which is the cheaper cinnamon, which is the common. You need to look specifically for Ceylon Cinnamon. That goes for you too, but especially for your dogs. But in humans and dogs, and probably cats too, Ceylon or Cassia Cinnamon, if you're using too much of it, and we like lots of cinnamon, it can cause liver problems. So I'm going to do a good heaping tablespoon of the cinnamon. Cinnamon is also really good for arthritis, so if you have a pet that is arthritic, and I should say dog because I know this is specifically for dogs. Some things will be different for cats. Again, look at each one. But if your dog has arthritis, cinnamon is a really good one to add to that. Now, you can also choose to use cayenne. It's going to be up to you and your dog. Cayenne is also a good pain reliever, anti-inflammatory, and has a lot of other good benefits. I didn't actually add this to the stuff I gave her the other day because I was afraid maybe she wouldn't eat it. So, but let me go ahead and just put a pinch in because I know if there's a little bit in there, it shouldn't be too hot. Okay, and then another good ingredient that I like to use is turmeric. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of that. One more thing I forgot to get out is the moringa powder. Now I forgot to use this one in Luna's pain reliever, but I used it in Cody's when he sprained his leg. So moringa powder, again, this is organic. I also get this from Amazon and we'll link to it below. Oh, let's go ahead and put a tablespoon of that as well. And so I've got my melted coconut oil. You may live in a place that's warm enough you don't need to warm your coconut oil. I was just going to warm this so it was more like a paste. But since I kind of forgot about it and it got turned to pure liquid, I'm going to have to keep coming back and stirring it. However, I want to pour it into a container. Now, this is the batch I made specifically for Luna. Now with this, because of the state she was in and me concerned about her and just wanting to keep her calm, and this is before I knew catnip was a good pain reliever and all that, but I didn't realize it was also a good sedative for dogs. So I had put a pinch of valerian root in this as well, which you can give valerian root to your dogs. It is safe, but again, watch your quantities. You don't want to give them too much. But it is really good. Like if they're, let's say it's 4th of July and people are lighting fireworks off everywhere and your dog's freaking out, you can give them a little bit of valerian root. I wish I had amounts. Of course, each dog's going to be different for size and all that, so you will want to look that up for yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mix it in with this. Now you can see here what happened was my coconut oil pretty much separated because, I did this. I didn't keep stirring it. But it's really no big deal as long as, you can see how shallow that is. I would just scoop that out and give her a chunk of that. And the thing is, the dogs love this stuff. It's the coconut oil in particular they really like. And so they typically will eat it right up willingly. So I'm going to pour this in here. Actually, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to scoop this out. And I'm going to add it to this and let it kind of mix through. And then I'm going to pour it back in here, and this will be the special container for the dog's pain remedy. And I tasted this. It wasn't too bad. It had more of a coconut flavor than anything. I was kind of surprised. All right, this is not entirely, the chunks in there aren't entirely melted through yet, but I'm going to go ahead and pour this in here because it'll finish melting. You'll just want to keep stirring it. Now, depending on what you want to do with this, you can stick it in the refrigerator and check it every 5 minutes, making sure you stir it. It would be better if you could just kind of warm your coconut oil a little bit so that it's soft, and then you just mix it in that way. Obviously melting makes it easier to mix, but then when it cools, a lot of your herbs and stuff will settle to the bottom, and you want to try to keep those mixed in, especially as deep as this is now. This will be harder to, to be able to scoop down and get all the herbs and stuff. And it's just, you're just guaranteed they're going to get all that good stuff in there when they take a bite. So I will keep coming back and checking this throughout the day and stirring it until it's fully solidified. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'll probably go ahead and stick it in the refrigerator and set my timer for 5 minutes at a time and just keep stirring it. And so when it's all set up, I'll just go ahead and show you what it looks like and give you an idea how much to give them. All right, be back in a minute. Well, this stuff is chilled enough now, and I kept stirring it so it's more like a paste. Now this will still set up harder than this here, as chilly as it is in our area. However, I just thought of an idea that you could do while it's still in liquid form, or even like this, is that you can, normally I would just try to scoop out a spoonful and give it to the dog, but since these candy molds are about a teaspoon size, which for a small dog, a teaspoon of this is good. For big dogs, I would suggest a tablespoon. So you can chill these until they're hard and then pop them out, and then give your, 1 to your little dog, or 2 to your medium-sized dog, or 3 to your large dog. That might be the easiest way if you can get them to eat it. The other option is keeping it in a melted form, or melt it as you need it, and then just pour it over their food if they're eating good, depending on the situation. Depending on how they're feeling, they may not feel like eating much at all, but I would think this would work really good. So I'm going to go ahead and try this. And yes, you'll want to, I would say, after these are chilled and you can pop them out of here, you'd still want to put them back in a container like this, and then keep them in your freezer or refrigerator where they'll stay hard. I want to give this a try. I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner, because I usually just do stuff like this and then just kind of scoop it out as needed. However, this would just be even more easy for giving to the dog. So let me finish filling these little trays, at least this one. You can use any kind of candy mold, any shape. They're all usually about the same. They hold about a teaspoon. And then of course you instead of pushing it in there like I'm doing, if you had it in its full liquid form, you could just pour them in there, like I did with those vitamin gummies that I made in that other video, and you can find a link to that video right up here. The vitamin C gummies that I made, those turned out really good. It's hard not to just want to munch on them like candy. Okay, so I'm going to stick these in the freezer so they'll chill up fast. And then this I won't keep in the fridge. I'll just I'll give this a try, but normally what I do is just scoop this out with a spoonful and then just give it to the dog like that. So I'll be back when these are set up enough so we can see how they turned out. Well, it didn't take very long for these to set up, since they were mostly there, so I'm just going to pop them out and we'll see what they look like. I'm trying to do this on here because the turmeric in it has a bad habit of staining my countertop. So these are pretty cool. So you can also just keep these in a mason jar in your fridge or freezer. Now these would turn out a little bit neater looking, not like it really matters. You're just, but you wouldn't have these little gaps if you had poured it in there while the oil was still in the liquid form. However, that's just another way you can do that. And you would also, and then the little pieces, I suppose, these little flakes, you could also store in the jar and just give them to those, sprinkle them in your dog's food or whatever. So several different options of a way you can do that. Let me separate these out from the flakes so you can see them stand out a little bit better. I guess I chose the wrong color silicone mat here. Yeah, so there you go. Alright, there you have it. A way you can make your own homemade, all-natural painkiller and anti-inflammatory for your pups. Hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something new. Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.